Before we play the national anthem tonight, we'll have a moment of silence for Don Miles, the father of Dean Miles, who passed away earlier this week. Don was 92 years of age, a longtime fan of racing here at Midvale Speedway, a former race car driver back in the 50s, and he spent many Saturday nights here watching the racing action over the years down towards turn number 1 at the end of the front straightaway. We race tonight in memory of Don Miles. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and again, good evening and welcome to Midvale Speedway. Night number 2 just about to begin as the drivers will fire them up and we'll get started for this 2010 racing season, night number 2. It is your fast heat in the McIntosh Oil Company late model division, the top 10 qualifiers on the raceway. Greg Bewley from Boardman, Ohio starts on the pole. Tom Garbrandt from Uricksville in spot number 2. Row number 2 has Bob Schneider Jr. Good night in week number 1. He starts third. Alongside him, Ron J. Burke Jr. in the 22 car. Starting third, Wadsworth, Ohio driver Ernie Shook. Ernie Shook in car number 122, starting 5th. Starting 6th, the 00 of Todd Ripley. Starting on the inside of row number 4 is point leader Mike Miller in car number 53 from Clinton, Ohio, and Rich Markham in the number 27 in the outside lane. Brian Smith in the number 1 car, and Bubba Smith, your top qualifier, in the number 12, rounding out our field of late models for this 8-lap fast heat race. Racing first heat for the late models. Here we go. Into the first turn, Tom Garbrandt, good run, but now pushes high in the number 30 car. Into the lead goes the number 21 of Greg Bewley. Ernie Shook battles with Ron J. Burke Jr. for the number 4 spot. And your leader at the end of lap 1, the number 21 of Greg Bewley. Garbrandt second. Third place to Jake, the 17 of Schneider. Shook runs fourth, and Rich Markham on the move in the 27 car from the next to last spot. Moves up into the 6th position. So move Markham up to 6th, Jayberg back to 7th, Smith running 8th, side by side deep in the field as Ripley's caught in the high lane. Brian Smith looking to the inside, and now Ripley's caught behind Jayberg. He's jumping back in that outside lane. So single file formation now throughout the field. There was a little bit of contact just moments ago between the 53 of Mike Miller and the 22 of Ernie Shook at halfway. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go for Greg Bewley in the 21 car. Garbrandt running second. Bewley putting a little distance on him. Greg Bewley, your leader. Second place, Garbrandt. Third is Schneider. Fourth is Fifth place is Mike Miller. And now Shook gets into Schneider coming off of turn number 2. A little bit of contact. That allows Markham to get to the inside of Miller. Final circuit, white flag from race. Checkered flag coming this time. Final circuit, Greg Bewley the win. Second place, Garbrandt. Third place to the 17 of Schneider. A leading flag to flag from his pole starting position. The Soar.com, Westgate Ford, DU Construction, Route 39 Auto Salvage, sponsor number 21. He's from Boardman, Ohio. Put your hands together for Greg Bewley. Pole, the 25 of Chris Grubb starts second. Jonathan Ritter in the 28.66 is John Sanquist Sr. 99 is Derek Gruhl. 47 is Dave McCallicker. 07 is Kenny Cantrell, and the number 31 is driven by Tom Early. Ready to go green off of turn 4. Single file formation as this second heat race is underway. A battle for the 5th spot has Kenny Cantrell, and Tom Early has just spun it out on the front straightaway. Caution flag is out for the 31. Start off the final turn as Molnar and Grubbs go into turn 1. Jonathan Ritter taking a peek to the inside of Grubbs as they head off of turn number 2. Ritter looking to the low side. Is that car running much better here in week number 2? Grubbs will close the door in turn 4, and your leader is the 48 of Gene Molnar Jr. Completing our first of the scheduled 8 circuits. Derek Gruhl, the rookie campaigner, in the number 99, looking to the outside of Grubbs for the 2nd spot. And Grubbs hard into that first corner, gets a good run, then pushes high in turn 2. Here comes Ritter in the 28 car pulling alongside. Jonathan Ritter from Weirton, West Virginia. A run for the 3rd position. Side-by-side action continues for the number 3 spot. Ritter finally inching ahead a little bit on the inside lane. Top 2 running pretty well. And it's Molnar all the way up to the wall in the straightaway, going to the bottom of the turn, and we've got 2 hooked up. Kenny Cantrell and Derek Gruhl get together. They keep on rolling. Caution still out. As we with 3 complete, 5 to go. It looks like Grubbs might. Into the first corner, Chris Grubbs via the outside lane. Good run through 1 and 2. Takes over the top spot. Sanquist will check up. And it was Ritter going for 2nd with one of his buddies, Gene Molnar Jr. He checked up going to 3 halfway. 4 complete. 4 to go for Chris Grubbs in car number 25. Kenny Cantrell hard into the 3rd turn. Made a little bit of contact with Ritter. No damage done though. As he continues on, McCallicker has spun and caution comes out. Taking the field over, and back to action we go at Midvale Speedway. Caution flag is out, yellow flag displayed. A bad start over in turn number 4. try it again. Want a better start at the line. Grubbs taking Molnar high, but it's a good start in that corner 4. Boy, it's Molnar with a run down into 1 and 2. Look out, he's sideways. This could be trouble. They keep on rolling. Grubbs goes down onto the infield. We'll loop it around sideways, and that's going to bring out a caution. It's Chris Grubbs and Jonathan Ritter, the front row starters for this restart at halfway. Pretty good looking start off of 4. And Grubbs comes up the track. Ritter checks up on the front straightaway, and Grubbs goes into the lead. That's going to allow Kenny Cantrell to get by, as well as Derek Gruhl. And Cantrell will look for the number 1 spot momentarily. Grubbs up the banking in turn 4. Up the banking goes Grubbs in turn number 2, and here comes Cantrell for the race lead down into turn 3. Battle for the top spot between Cantrell and Grubbs, and Kenny Cantrell is your new leader. Back to second goes Grubbs. Third place is Gruhl. Fourth is Ritter. Fifth is Molnar. Sixth is Sanquist, and John Sanquist Sr. will pick up a spot. White flag final circuit for the 07 of Kenny Cantrell as he pulls away here on the final laps. Cantrell easily down in turn number 3 with the advantage, goes off into turn number 4. He will see the checkered flag. It will be Kenny Cantrell, Grubbs, Ritter, Gruhl, Sanquist, 48 car of Molnar, and the 47 of Dave McCallicker. Side. And at one point, he elected to drop to the tail of this race. He worked his way back through the mishaps, dodged the trouble, and picks up the win. Put your hands together for Canton's Kenny Cantrell. .177 truck of Bob McConnell on the pole. Teammate Tom Garlick on the outside lane. Number 17 of John Large starting third. Starting fourth, the number 7 truck of Jack Large. And your final 2 starters, the number 10 of Raleigh Hyder and the number 58, your top qualifier, Jerry Gardner. Gardner in the 58 and Garlick in the 77 are brothers. We get ready to go green coming off of turn number 4. It's the 177 of Bob McConnell to lead the field. 8 laps to go. And going into the lead, the 77 truck of Tom Garlick. Truck's a little sideways. They run a lot on dirt at Hilltop Speedway in Millersburg, Ohio. Tonight they come to the asphalt track at Midvale Speedway. Your top qualifier, Gardner, up the banking in 4. And a close call with the wall. Bumps the right rear quarter panel against it a little bit. And it probably won't be the last time we see one of these trucks side slap the wall. Battle for the lead coming up. The number 7 truck of Jack Large looking to the outside of Tom Garlick. Large down the banking now, goes into the bottom lane. This the fast heat and the mini truck. Battle for the race lead, the number 7 truck of Jack Large, all over the top spot competitor of Tom Garlick. He looks to the inside, and we have halfway this time. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. These trucks working it sideways around the 3/10 mile Midvale Speedway. And Hyder now, the number 10 truck, has picked up a spot or 2 on the inside lane. Move Raleigh Hyder up to 3rd. Gardner comes along into the 4th spot, and Large in that 2nd position, still trying to set up the leader, Tom Garlick. Down the back straightaway into the 3rd turn, the number 7 truck of Jack Large running in that number 2 position, trying his best to get a run as he trying to figure out a way to make a run at the right time to find an opening around Tom Garlick. 6 laps in, 2 to go, and now here's a chance for the number 7 truck. Looking to the inside, it's Jack Large locking up the tires in turn 3. They come to the white flag on the final circuit. Large on the inside, Garlic on the outside, and we're on the final circuit. A lead change for the first time as Large has taken over. Large pulling away down the backstretch into the third turn. Rolling to turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. It's going to be Jack Large from Coshocton, Ohio, the winner. Second place to Garlic, third to Hyder, fourth to Gardner, fifth to the 17 truck of John Large, and the 177 of Bob McConnell coming across in the 6th position. Your Circle Track Mini Truck Heat Race number 1 complete. 15 were on the property. They'll all be out in our feature. The slow heat coming up for these drivers in just a moment. Well, he followed the leader for 6 laps and finally was able to get the run to pick up the win. Let's have a nice round of applause for Jack Large out of Coshocton, Ohio, the winner tonight in our fast heat for the Circle Track Mini Trucks. '39 of Heidi Miller will be on the pole position. The number 16 truck of Logan Brannon, 14-year-old female rookie behind the wheel of that 16 on the outside of the front row. In row number 2, it's the 2 truck of Dustin Miller and the number 22 of Gail Wallace. Row 3, the number 1 truck of Keith Pavlich. And starting in the 6th spot, the number 11 of Scott Gray. Rounding it out in the 7th starting position, the 33 is driven by Kyle Klein. Of Logan Brannon. Terry Coletti with the green in hand, and we are ready for 8-lap heat number 2 in the Circle Track Mini Trucks as they're off and racing in turn 4. 3 wide already by the number 1 truck of Keith Pavlich, and the 2 is off the pace. Dustin Miller going into 1 and 2. Pavlich from the back of the field ducks to the inside down the back stretch for the 2nd position. Keith Pavlich from the back of the field, and the number 1 truck has the door slammed shut on him by the 22 of Wallace. And leading lap number 1, that 16 of Logan Brannon. Brannon, Wallace, Pavlich, the top 3 in our running order. Single file formation throughout the field coming into complete lap number 2. Brannon continues to hang on, but now a challenge from the 22 of Wallace. Wallace to the low side. Up the banking goes Brannon, and Pavlich will see the door open for him as well. Pavlich to 2nd. 33 truck running in the 3rd spot, Kyle Klein. A lot of side-by-side racing in our 2nd heat race now for the Circle Track Mini Trucks as they work it around the turns at Midvale Speedway. Wallace the leader, Pavlich 2nd, and we are halfway this time. 4 laps in, 4 more laps to go. The leader is Wallace, 2nd Pavlich, 3rd place, the 33 of Kyle Klein. And look out, Brannon in turn 4, into the wall, into the 2 truck, 2 into the wall hard. Dustin Miller slams the outside retaining wall. Problems on the front stretch as a couple of our trucks are used up. So they go down into the 1st turn, and Wallace with the advantage. Pavlich started at the tail of this field, came all the way up into the 2nd spot early. 33 of Klein running 3rd in a side-by-side battle with the number 11 of Scott Gray. 3 to go this time at the line for Wallace. Down the backstretch into the 3rd turn, the number 22 car of Wallace, your leader. It's a truck, not a car, Adam. One truck of Keith Pavlich running in the second spot. Terry Coletti with the white in hand. It'll be the final circuit. 1 to go for Wallace, Pavlich, Klein, as well as Gray and Miller. And they're beating and banging a little bit down in turn 1. They roll off of the corner down the back stretch. Here comes Pavlich in the one truck to the inside. He checks up as Wallace closes the door, allows the 33 of Klein to go high in turn 4, and they come to the finish. It's the 22 of Wallace, the 1 of Pavlich, the 33 of Klein, the 11 of Gray, and the 39 of Miller. You get a line across, whether it be diagonal, horizontal, vertical, or 4 corners. You bring your card to the tower. We'll confirm that you are a winner, or that at least your card is, and we'll give you 2 tickets for Midvale Speedway racing action. Put your hands together for the winner, truck number 22, Gail Wallace. Number 4, Bill Abill and Tad Grove. And it's Abill going into the lead. Grove trying to make that outside lane work over in turn 2. It's Ron Daig taking the second spot. Grove sliding back into third. Here comes the number 17 of Smart looking low. Abill keeps it on the bottom. He leads lap number 1. Daig to the outside for the number 1 position. Going into the first corner, Daig too far up the track. Might open the door for Randy Smart, but not quite. Kirkpatrick just about wadded her up coming off at turn 2, but is able to regain control and keep her in the right direction. And leading lap 2 is Bill Abill. Daig again tries the second lane. We'll see if Smart's able to get to the low side of him. Daig looks pretty sporty out in the high lane. Pulls alongside Abill down in turn 3. Into the first corner now, and Daig again racing for the lead on the outside of Bill Abill as Randy Smart makes it a 3-car battle for the top spot. Told you it might be a pretty interesting race, and it has been now for the first half. 4 laps in, 4 to go for Bill Abill, Ron Daig, and Randy Smart. And Daig now starting to pull ahead in that outside lane. He bobbles a little bit over in turn 2 that allows the 31 of Abill to stay ahead momentarily. But he is inching ahead now. Ron Daig in the 75, your leader, at the line at 5 in, 3 to go. Abill, good run in turn number 2, will take the top spot back. Here comes Randy Smart in the 17. 3-car battle as rookie Tad Grove closes in turn 3 and 4. Good action in our Tusconet Sports Stock Heat Race event tonight. Bill Abill, Ron Daig, Randy Smart, and Tad Grove. Brad Kirkpatrick out there trying to gain some experience. Final circuit, 1 to go. Who's going to do it? It's going to be Daig, the leader, with 1 to go. Into the first turn. This has been Daig's trouble spot so far. Not that time. Great run through turn number 2 for Ron Daig. He pulls into the lead, closes the door. Abill in second, tries to hang on with Smart in third. Grove in fourth, and Kirkpatrick will take home 5th. Good race in our Tusconet Sports Stock Heat. Those same 5 drivers will be out later for their 15-lap feature event tonight. And pulling to the line, he never gave up in that outside lane. Your opening night feature winner, tonight's heat winner, Ron Daig. Good show between he and Abill at the front of our field, and Smart. Opening night starts second, 79. Phil Bunton Jr. starting third. Mike Martin in the number 5 car scheduled to start 4th. 88 is Joe Oliver, the top qualifier tonight. He finished second opening night in the feature. 32 is Keith Anderson, and 74 is Bob Passwaters Jr. Taking a look at the right front of the number 5. Caution flag, back out, caution back out as the car of Martin pulled off. Laps to go. Teddy Oliver, your leader in the number 49 car, as he uses the outside lane to go out front. Bob Passwater's Sr. running in that number 2 position. Battle for third, Keith Anderson and Phil Bunton Jr. Bunton and Anderson are running hard for that number 3 spot. And Teddy Oliver running away with this one so far. Is your leader. Here comes Passwater sliding up the track a little bit. Allows the number 79 of Bunton to go to the inside. Oliver leading. Second place is Bunton. Third place is Passwater. Side by side for third. It's Anderson taking the third spot from the number 75 of Passwater Sr. Joe Oliver in the 88 car running the bottom. Your top qualifier for the second week in a row. Oliver now in cruise control at the front of the field once he built up the lead. It's Bunton running second. Anderson third. Fourth is Oliver. Fifth is Passwaters, and sixth is Passwaters Jr. Father and son running fifth and sixth. Terry Coletti with the white in hand. White flag, final circuit for Teddy Oliver. Coming off of turn number 4, checkered flag, your winner, Teddy Oliver. Second place, Phil Bunton Jr. Third to Keith Anderson. Fourth to Joe Oliver. And fifth to Bob Passwater Sr. Those Teddy Oliver. One of Brian Menard, 17 of Bill Burkholder, 16 of Bill Page, and 62 of Rob Scott. Hopefully that continues to grow once again. The payoff a little bit raised for this class in 2010, and we go off of turn 4 for the green flag. Flesher and Bunton. And we've got 3 wide in 2 different rows. Bunton gets turned sideways, and we'll have to give this one a try again. Caution flag is out. Got the 6 drivers. Good start off of 4, and they're off and racing, and here comes Burkholder to the outside lane. Look at Bill Burkholder in the 17 take advantage of a slow start for those front row competitors, and Burkholder, your leader, off of 2. Flesher second, and now 3 wide for the number 3 spot. Here comes Bunton. He's now up to speed. The slow start not to his liking. Scott sideways into 62. Jerk tracking it off of 4. And Josh Flesher has just uncorked an engine going into turn 1. That's going to bring out a caution. Josh Flesher in the number 28 car has done uncorked the motor going off into the first corner. So here we go. 8 circuits in this pure stock second heat. And up the track they go, a little bit slick still down there in turns 1 and 2. Bunton will slide off into the infield. I bet you they don't make the same mistake going into the turn 1 too hard this time. Down into the first corner, completing the first lap, still sliding through the liquid a little bit. It will get better as the race goes on. Brian Menard, your leader. Second place, Bill Burkholder. Third, Rob Scott. And fourth, Bill Page. Now you see the drivers taking a little different approach down in turns 1 and 2. Still a little bit slick through the drying agent as well as the liquid. Brian Menard, your leader. Second, Burkholder. Third is Rob Scott. And now Burkholder using the outside lane. That's a good move. Less liquid put up in that second groove, and it pulls Burkholder alongside Menard for the lead. Now to get interesting down in the first turn when they go in this time. 4 laps in, 4 to go at the line for the leader, Brian Menard. Side by side for the #1 spot again. Menard sideways. He gets a little loose in the wet stuff, and now Bunton and Page get together in turn 1. That's going to bring out a caution flag for a mishap down in turn 1. So caution flag is out. Ready for green off of 4. Menard, Burkholder, and Rob Scott, as it will be a restart. Caution is out. Not a good start down in turn. Back to green. Menard, Burkholder, and Rob Scott give it a go again, and it's going to be Burkholder to take the lead in the 17 car. 62 of Rob Scott the outside of Menard for the second spot. 3 laps to go for Burkholder. And Rob Scott will loop it around in the outside lane. He keeps the wheels moving though. He will turn it around up in the outside lane. And he comes to a stop and brings out a caution. So conditions down in 1 and 2. 3 laps to go, and we're back to green. Get through it as they tiptoe through 1 and 2 cleanly. It's Brian Menard in the 51. Taking the advantage down into turn 3, Menard up the track. Here comes the 17 of Burkholder. 2 to go. Your leader Burkholder now coming in on the white flag final circuit. Final circuit for Burkholder and Menard. Up the track they go through the liquid down in turn #1. Checkered flag in the hand of Coletti. Here comes Burkholder up against the wall. Will take the win. Second place goes to Menard in the 51. Car number 17, he was able to get through the adverse track conditions down in turns 1 and 2 and pick up the victory from New Philadelphia, Bill Burkholder. Racing through turns 1 and 2, the 4 car of Charles Torsina up the track. Jonathan Moore in the 36, a run in the outside lane, goes past 4th, goes past 3rd, tries to get to 2nd, can't do it yet. He's back in the 3rd position. Jonathan Moore in that 36. We've completed 1 of our scheduled 8 laps, and Tim Lynn, the leader in the number 22 car. Here comes Jonathan Moore in a battle for 2nd. Moore takes over 2nd. His first race, I believe, here at Midvale Speedway. Storsina back to 3rd. 4th is Barker. 5th is Luther Chambers. TJ Barker running a little better in the 11 car tonight. He's going for